edition. Now I'm taking you direct to the home of the newest edition of the World Bodybuilding Federation and the next WBF champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger. Lex, it's an extreme pleasure to have you here with us this afternoon. Be quiet while he talks.
You know, Bobby, not only is it your pleasure, but it's everybody's pleasure worldwide watching this show right now. My hat's off to you. I've been watching the standards of excellence that you're putting forth in the broadcasting field right this very moment are almost unparalleled. Now, I can't say the same for the fat guy sitting next to you, but as far as you go, Bobby, incredible. Speaking of incredible, only you, Bobby, could pull this off, to have live and in living color for the first time from my very own home, the Total Package Lex Luger, because I know what a thrill it must be for everyone out there.
Hey, he said a mouthful. But what's going to happen when you step on stage, Lex? Who are you going to be competing against, and can they match up, or can't they? Go. Come on.
Well, you know, Bobby, last year, the inaugural WBF show, they advertised it as the greatest bodies on the planet Earth. But you know, it was a closed party. The greatest body on the planet Earth, everybody knows, unless they've been locked up in Siberia with no access to television, newspapers, or magazines, the most genetically gifted, anatomically perfect human being on the face of this earth is Lex Luger. So how can you have a best body on the planet Earth contest without Lex Luger being there? Yeah, there's some well-built guys. You got your Gary Stridhams, your Mike Christians, your Eddie Robinsons, and a whole plethora of well-built guys. But let's face it, Bobby, when you talk about physiques, comparing Lex Luger to anybody else is like apples and oranges. I am just head and shoulders above the rest.
You found somebody more conceited than you are. Thank you. Hey, give us a look. Make this a special event. Give us a look at the body. Give us a peek. Give us a big peek.
Well, you know, Bob, I tend to be a little modest. I know everybody's just dying to see what's lurking beneath this top here right now, but I guess I would get a read. Now, keep in mind, Bobby, that it's only been about, a week and a half. Most of the other competitors trained for years to hope to look like this, but I'd say just a few days off the Snickers bars. As you can possibly see, the Total Package Lex Luger has it all, whether it's arms, shoulders, chest, traps, legs. That's why they call me the Total Package.
Well, he knows all the parts anyway. You know, we can see the results of training, but nutrition is also very important.
Speaking of nutrition, Bobby.
Snap that fingers. Look at that. That's class.
Excuse me.
Here's to you, pal.
Oh, please.
See you June 13th, Bobby.
That body's for you.
For me, huh? I hope he knows more about bodybuilding than he does about judging broadcast talent. Earlier on, we had a chance to talk to some of the participants in the Big 8 band coming up.
And now from east of the Pacific to west of parts unknown, south of Mars, north of hell, here are the smartest minds in the sport of professional wrestling. This is Brainbuster Radio.
You only learn the way you are inside when life gives you the test. Will you back down, turn and run, or stand up with the best? When your back's to the wall, what will your answer be? Will you run for the door? Will you run out on me like it's hard? It's no holds barred.
Question and answer time. Are you listening to Brainbuster Radio? Yes. Can you follow the Brainbusters at the Brainbusters on Twitter? Yes. Can you watch one of Jumpin Jacob J's smash hit songs on youtube.com/brainbusterradio? Yes. Can you email us questions, hatred, naked pictures at brainbuster.radio@gmail.com? Hell yes. 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 Welcome, everyone. I am Long Allen Ice-T, along with my fellow Brainbusters, Jumpin Jacob J and Vinman, here with another excellent episode of Brainbuster Radio on errorfm.com, Fridays, 4 p.m. Eastern, live on tape. Download us for free instantly anywhere you go, iTunes or Stitcher. You get us on the iTunes, and you can put us on your phone, and you could go jogging and listen to us talk about professional wrestling, because this is a professional wrestling talk show where we discuss things in the greatest sport known to man. Current, past, last week, this week. We're going to be very topical, though, to kick off this show, because we ended last week's show on a cliffhanger. We got some breaking news relayed into us, into our newsroom here in Parts Unknown. Randy Orton was suspended as we were going off the air last week for 60 days, guys. 60 days without the Viper, the Predator, whatever they're calling him now. Now they're calling him the guy who's not in the ring. They're calling him Snorton because he's at home sleeping. So let's get right into it. Orton, guys, gone for 60 days. What does it mean? What does it mean? The whole world has been shaken up.
You know what? We were talking about it on the show, and this may be the best thing for his career right now, is to go away for 2 months. Let people forget about him. You know, if, you know, we'll have to see. R-Truth came back, and he got a push from a suspension. Or, you know, is there going to be any punishment for Randy, or is he going to come back and go to main event picture? But whatever happens, this is good for his career.
You're right there. I mean, this very well could be a blessing in disguise. I mean, the important thing is that whenever he comes back as a true Predator, a true Viper, a true Apex, whatever he is, and starts punting people in the head, putting them out for 60
child
days.
Predator. Oh, the punt was banned, so I don't see him coming back.
He needs to start breaking the rules.
He needs to
but he's
start
got
posing.
that IED. He can't control everything.
He needs to start posing more. He needs to go back to his old music. And guys, I mean, I coined the name Randy Snorton because that's what he became over the past year or two in his career. Maybe since WrestleMania 25, just every time he's on the mic, it's the same thing, same boring crap. The only people who were really into him as of late were who? Teenagers, little girls, fat chicks.
That they just washed those Hardy shirts way too many times.
Well, I disagree maybe a little bit. I still think casual fans, I mean, he still has a fan base, whether you guys like it or not.
It's true, he does.
He still gets huge pops.
Yeah, he's got a fan base. I mean, but he wasn't winning any new fans over, and that's what you got to do in this business, dog. You got to be on the cutting edge, dog. You got to be changing your style and adapting and surviving, dog, and he ain't doing that. Now he's on his ass at home.
Yeah, but see, I'm curious because it seems like he's in a good place with the McMahons. I don't know if there would be, you know, any type of punishment.
Maybe not anymore.
Hold on.
It may not.
Event.
It may not be anymore, but you know, if he comes back, is it possible that he's going to get squashed by somebody in his first SmackDown?
Well, guys, listen to this. Well, first, before I give you this bit of a rumor here, Jake. Remember, Jeff Hardy came back from his second suspension, and they put the title on him.
Yeah.
So, who knows what they'll do with him when he comes back? We'll get into that in a little bit in this segment. I just wanted to update Yins on this rumor that I read on the internets, unconfirmed reports. So they're not official yet, but it's from a pretty reputable source, Super Luchas Magazine, usually a reputable magazine out of Mexico. Reported that Randy Orton violated his the wellness policy after testing positive for Dianabol, which is a steroid, and marijuana. Okay, and marijuana is not punishable by suspension in the WWE. It's just a $2,500 fine, but the steroids were. And
well, that seems kind of wrong to begin with. Aren't you violating the drug and wellness policy?
In the drug and wellness policy, it specifically states that you won't be suspended for using marijuana and alcohol, but you will be fined You could be suspended if you're a multi-time offender like Orton was. But here's the interesting part, Jake, that I wanted to tell you. Another report from Super Luchas magazine, which is a bastion, just a great source of professional wrestling information. If you ever want to know, dirt. It's a good dirt sheet, as they would call it. They reported Monday that Orton's WWE future was up in the air after a meeting he had with Vince McMahon, Triple H, and WWE producer Kevin Dunn in Stamford last week. Their report is saying that the meeting's atmosphere was, quote, hostile, and it was determined that further decisions concerning Orton would be held off for the future, and that a lot of WWE officials were lobbying for Orton's complete termination from the company as a cost-cutting measure.
Well, I could definitely see that.
A bombshell.
Times are tough right now. I mean,
but
big salary they're dropping. And these younger guys, they don't have to pay him that much. They're just happy to be there.
But they're younger guys who aren't names, and like we said, Orton has a fan base, so it's a very delicate situation. What do you do with – they were calling him the franchise player on SmackDown. So obviously they wanted to push this guy as someone that, they are banking on week in and week out to draw money. And a lot of people thought when they started seeing John Cena and CM Punk getting booked on SmackDown road shows that they didn't have faith in Orton. Well, now we find out that they knew the suspension was coming, so that's the reason. Maybe they still think Orton can draw money, but a lot of people want to see him gone just because he's just a dick.
I mean, you're right. If you want to free up cap space, Randy Orton is, I would think, one of the top 5 guys in the company to make that. But
he's got something ridiculous like a 15-year contract too, so that would be a nice load to get rid of.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, I don't think he's going anywhere. I really don't. If Mysterio is just, I know Mysterio's not back yet, but he's had 2 suspensions, and
he'll definitely be relied on SmackDown now to sell some tickets. He didn't come back. They brought the Masterpiece back. I know Masterpiece is no Orton, but I mean, I think Orton is. I think he's too big of a draw. Yeah, I've seen other articles saying. I've seen articles saying if you were running a different wrestling promoter, who would you want? And so many of them say Orton.
Well, I mean, they'll definitely give him another shot. I mean, I think we could all agree. I mean, used correctly, he's probably one of the top heels that they have.
Heels, exactly, but he's not being used as a heel, though, which is probably why they weren't drawing.
Problem. Hopefully, whenever he comes back, they'll start using him right. I mean,
go ahead, Jake.
You got to think. If you want to free up cap space, that's one thing. But I mean, Randy Orton is not going to be on the independent market running, Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
Oh, he'll be going down
he's
south.
Going big places.
Yeah,
he's either going Baltimore or Orlando.
Another thing, guys, is you're taking a big cap hit if you get rid of him. I mean, you're going to have to pay him off something. You're losing a homegrown talent, a guy with a fan base that will travel with him. The thing is, though. The good thing for WWE here is I think he's lost a lot of that fan base because if you remember about 5-6 years ago, Orton's fan base was males 15 to 20, 25, 30, similar to the guys who, the kind of douchebags that like Brock Lesnar. A lot of tattooed, affliction-wearing kind of guys would go pay to see Orton because he was a young guy who could kick ass and, look tough. And, he's kind of fallen off in that regard, and I think WWE, in one regard, is hurt by losing Orton, but another way, it's a catch-22. I mean, now they have the opportunity here for other guys to step up.
But he wasn't even being used in a main event anyway. So,
it's true.
I don't really think it's going to creatively. It's certainly not a huge loss if they weren't even using him.
I think they had plans to use him in main events.
Maybe
in the near future, probably SummerSlam. I'm excited because it's going to give guys a chance to step up, but I'm also kind of dismayed because it's going to give a guy like Rey Mysterio a second chance because now he's needed. He's going to be needed now.
I mean, there's no edge. You can't. That was the SmackDown formula for years. When he wasn't hurt, at least. Let's bring Edge over and give him the title. But I mean, yeah, but, going back from saying, like, whenever I would buy the Orton gas mask shirt, now you got a whole bunch of 12-year-old girls buying the Apex Predator shirt. I mean, if we're just talking merchandise money, they're probably making more money off of, these 12-year-old girls than they are from me.
Oh, that's for certain. And now they're going to plug in Rey Mysterio to sell it to all those little kids, and we might even see a little bit more of a PG show as a result. Orton being out, though, as we said, creates an opportunity. It opens up a spot. Now, who do we see most likely to fill that spot?
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. I mean, what spot is there? I mean, all he was a name that was basically on the
franchise
mid-card.
player. He's the franchise.
Well, yeah, but I don't think anybody wants his current spot that he had. You want that spot that he had a year ago whenever him and Christian were having, great pay-per-view matches. That's what spot you want.
I still think you want that spot because he's always given TV time. You're guaranteed to get at least 10 minutes of Orton every single week. Daniel Bryan is in the main event right now, and you're not guaranteed 10 minutes of Daniel Bryan on every show. Orton was just in a feud with Kane that was thrown together blindly, and it was showcased as one of the top matches on a pay-per-view. So
hopefully it means more Christian, more Kane, and more Sandow.
It's a spot. Oh, definitely more Sandow.
Yeah,
dog.
More Christian, maybe smoke and mirrors. I don't know.
I'm telling you, dog, somebody's going to step up from the Fave 5 on this one, dog. It's exciting. It's exciting. One door closes and they say, another one swings wide open, dog. But let's go back to reputable sources. I have another one here. Pro Wrestling Insider, American, reported that WWE officials did indeed meet with Orton last weekend. And there's definitely talk about not bringing him back as soon as his suspension's over. Now, maybe they're not going to release him, but the report says that he possibly they would make him sit out and stew in limbo for a while once the suspension ends. Now, that seems like a wiser decision, I think, because like you said, he's a top talent. He's going to go somewhere where he's going to be seen. That's definitely the wiser move, right? As geniuses, we can agree with that.
Yeah, I mean that's what you would do in any other sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a top player who's a troublemaker, and a liability out on the field, and you need to teach him a lesson, but you don't want anyone else to have him, especially a division rival. You're going to just have him sit on the bench and collect a paycheck, and that would be the wiser decision for the WWE to make. Triple H, Big Johnny, and Vince McMahon. And I trust that's probably what they'll do. Also, they own the Orton name. They don't want to let go of that because I guess that has some value in the Midwest. Not in these parts unknown, though. Staying on Orton, the company now. We mentioned merchandise and stuff. He's one of the upper echelon guys. Does the company make any moves to really push anybody, or do you think they just sit back and wait?
As far as merchandise goes?
As far as just overall, someone to do you think they're going to leave a segment of a show open for something like CM Punk's pipe bomb to happen?
I don't know about that. They do have some young talent, especially on SmackDown. Hopefully, one of those guys the fans are really going to take to, and that'll be the next guy.
How optimistic are you that will happen, though?
Oh, I'm not that optimistic at all.
You're like me, and you're seeing just someone we don't want to really see, but WWE relies on to be thrown in on TV.
They'll
more.
have their guy in mind that they'll just force feed down our throats that is not that good, kind of like CM Punk, kind of like Daniel.
Okay, you're all right. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I was talking about a guy like Rey Mysterio Jr.
We certainly don't want to see that, and oh my God,
Kane.
Well, Kane, we do want to see.
Kane is really good.
We do want to see.
He's making everybody smarter. He's helping enlighten us.
He is, but they'll use him poorly if they put him in that spot. I don't know. You're right, though. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry, Kane. Kane!
You don't want too much Kane.
Kane might be... Yeah, you don't want too much Kane. The amount of Kane we're getting right now... Oh, man. Kane now.
It's just enough.
Some of the best Kane I've ever gotten.
Oh, it makes me want to raise Kane.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've got that spot. You know, I'll throw out a couple of names that we said already. You got Christian, you got Rhodes, you got the newly single Ziggler. You know, I think all three of those guys. I have no idea when Barrett is ready or not. But all three of those guys, I think, have the ability to fill that slot. And I mean, you know, what's going on with Bryan? It kind of seems like he's a Raw guy, even though I never heard of any official trade or anything. So, you know, you may, you know, if you're losing Daniel Bryan, well, that is an enormous blow to SmackDown. Sheamus is going to need more. He's going to need more challengers, and I think anyone.
He's got Del Rio. I think that's very adequate.
Yeah, I don't really see this brand split really is non-existent now, Jake. You got Cena traveling with SmackDown for house shows, so it's really, for all intents and purposes, over. The only thing now is get rid of both, you know, having two titles, because like Vince said last week,
if you got two titles, it's like having two quarterbacks. You don't have one.
Exactly. So you do that and you're good, because I love how it is right now. You're getting the best guys on both shows every week. Cena has put in so much time. I think if he wasn't so overworked and he had a divorce going on and everything, he would be on SmackDown. But they're putting Punk on both shows, D-Bry, because they know fans want to see him and they want to maximize, you know, their revenue and their ratings. They're all about ratings now. If you read the ratings,
looking very good.
The ratings are down. That's probably why Mr. McMahon's coming back. The ratings are down, and the ratings are what matters now. It's not about pay-per-view buys. It's not about quality pay-per-views. It's about ratings each week, and they're putting the best guys on both shows. Your brand split's pretty much done, Jake.
I mean, and that's a good thing as long as they, you know, actually acknowledge that on TV.
Yeah.
Well,
See,
I don't think they're not going to.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. I think there's money to be made in having it seem like you're going to get something different on each show.
Which you do.
Yeah, which you do.
For the most part.
I officially, guys, I will say SmackDown is the A show. It's the best wrestling show on television every week. It's been that way for 2 months at least. At least since after Extreme Rules, since then, I would say. When you watch SmackDown, you're guaranteed at least 2 or 3 really good matches, some good backstage, and the best commentary in professional wrestling today, dog, if you know what I'm saying. On Raw, you're guaranteed a half hour to 45 minutes of John Cena doing the same bull crap. I mean, this past Raw, it had you scratching your head saying, what are they doing? Like, they have a pay-per-view to promote. They're not doing it. They have ratings they need to pick up, and they're not putting out anything new. And it was all Cena, just a ridiculous, out of nowhere Cena Michael Cole main event. So you're guaranteed on Raw to have some disappointment each week. Not that I don't enjoy watching Cena, but I like watching him, you know, against a guy that everybody loves, so he gets booed even though he's supposed to be cheered, like we always get. But then when it's just, you know, down your throat Cena against another guy no one likes. But on SmackDown, you're going to get the younger talent too, and you're going to get more tag matches. So it's the A show. And I think you should agree with me, even though both of you probably don't even watch it.
Well, I'm not quite sure there. I mean, because it might be better top to bottom.
You're drinking Kool-Aid if you think Raw's better.
On Raw.
That's what I'm saying.
See, you're saying Raw's better because each week it has more potential. But what is more consistent?
But sometimes I said top to bottom, SmackDown. Yeah, it's probably better. But the big stuff always happens on Raw.
I'm just saying.
You're not going to.
There may be a 5-minute segment of Raw that I enjoy better than a 2-hour program of SmackDown.
I mean, that's Booker T for 2 hours.
I do enjoy Booker T for 2 hours. I could listen to him for 24 hours. But
I could. We should definitely have more Booker T on this show. I'm looking forward. I'm hoping that our owners, the people who distribute us, feed us some more Booker T stuff to use. Licensed Booker T. SmackDown, though, it's like a baseball team. I'll make a terrible analogy right now, but since it's coming out of my mouth, it's genius. It's like a baseball team that has no Albert Pujols, it has no Alex Rodriguez, but it has a bunch of guys 1 through 9, including the pitcher, who, when it's crunch time, is going to make the right decision and is going to come through. It's a team like the Pittsburgh Pirates, consistent, always good, year in, year out. That's SmackDown.
I don't know about that. That's like
See?
like finding Dolph Ziggler to Supercuts. That's not going to happen.
All right, we've touched on Orton enough. Enjoy your snortingless WWE programming for 60 days, hopefully more, everybody, because Jake hit the nail on the head. It's exactly what the guy needs. Some time away. Hey, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Who said that? That was Bobby Heenan, right?
That sounds right.
When we get back on Brainbuster Radio, we got the Super Pose Down, as always. Who's up in the Super Pose Down this week, Jake?
It would be Long Island Iced Tea taking on Vinman.
That is a battle for the ages. Those are two powerhouse squads, and they're perennial contenders. So that's going to be an excellent pose down. I think both, Jake. I don't know. I don't have the stats in front of me. Both those guys are undefeated, right?
They are both undefeated. Overall, if we look at the three of us, it's still very, very close. The belt is still on the pole. No one has brought it down yet.
Two undefeated, never been beaten, never pinned, never submitted men, stepping into the squared circle of debating and posing. One's going to finally come out the champion, the victor. One will go down in defeat. And, of course, we got much more on Brainbuster Radio here on AirFM.com, iTunes, Stitcher. Tweet us at the Brainbusters. More to come when we get back. Come.
I gave and you take and I waited for you, but I made a mistake. It's clear that your fear is so near because I see the look on your face. You trying to hold me. Creative has nothing. Creative has nothing. Creative has nothing for you.
Yeah, come on in.
Hey, Creative, you got anything for me?
Hashtag no.
Okay.
Wait, come back. I wrote you an amazing storyline. Hashtag just kidding.
So you did or you didn't?
Hashtag doesn't understand what's going on right now.
What are you talking about?
I'm not very cool. Hashtag things Colt says every day.
Marty, please, write me something.
Hashtag not feeling very creative.
Oh, that's all right, buddy.
Hashtag friend.
Yeah, I like you, Marty.
Hashtag new character. Hashtag the Cultosaurus.
Trending topic, worldwide. Brutally unqualified in the workplace.
Hashtag Scotty Goldman.
Fuck you.
Unfollowed. Just kidding. God damn it. Just kidding.
I have an awesome.
Oh my god. Is my brain not working?
Law and Order 456. The Simpsons 508. Lassie 588. Gunsmoke 635. But only one show has reached a milestone this impressive. It's the unheard of, unprecedented 1000th episode of Raw. Join the celebration when Raw begins a new era as a 3-hour extravaganza. Beginning July 23rd.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official YouTube channel, The Booker T ROW, and today is all about the Fave 5. You know, the Fave 5 been gone for a minute, but we're back, and we're back now live on YouTube. You can check it out each and every week on Wednesday night, Thursday night, something like that. But everybody's always asking, what is the Fave 5 all about? Let me tell you what the Fave 5 all about. People always say, why isn't, John Cena in the Fave 5? Why isn't guys like the Big Show in the Fave 5? Because these guys are already world champions. They've already made it. They've already hit the big time. You can't get in the Fave 5 if you got a bus. You know what I'm saying? Because that means you're making a whole lot of money and you don't need to be talked about. Right now, today, it's all about talking about the guys who I think, who's going to come up, who's going to make a play in this business. But at number 5 is Antonio Cesaro. He's a footballer, a rugby guy. He loves being in the squam, if you know what I'm saying. He's the guy that wears the wristbands around the thighs. He told me what that was all about. He told me in the squam, the wristbands actually help him get the guy up, to make that catch. I don't know, get a touch. I don't know what you call it, but it's rugby. It's not like our conventional football over here. But Antonio Cesaro, guys, he's got a hot honey by the name of Oksana. You know her. I know her. The whole world knows Oksana. She's hot. She's smoking. She's always wearing something black. Sometimes black and red as of late. But she's always looking good, if you know what I'm saying. But let's get back to Antonio Cesaro. The reason why I think this guy's going to make a huge play here in the future is because I like what he's doing in the ring. I mean, he's innovative. He's not coming in with just the regular, ordinary moves that everybody are doing or everybody have stolen over the years. This guy right here, I watch him week in and week out, and he goes out and does something special. I see Cesaro moving up the ladder here in the WWE very, very quickly. You give this guy a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe sooner. But trust me, you're going to see this guy in some main event matches coming up real soon.
Heath, just want to talk to you about the match out there.
What?
Well, you were Sin Cara's first opponent in 7 months. What exactly went wrong?
Well, did you watch the match? Did you?
Oh, we did.
Okay, you did. So you saw what went wrong. That little superhero Mexican wannabe coming back from a knee surgery, sitting there doing all the flippy-doos and whatever he does, out there in pitch dark. How in the world am I supposed to be wrestling when it's dark? We have lights. Why don't we use them? He ain't nothing special. I'm the one who should be having the fancy lights with women walking behind me. I'm the rock star here in the WWE. Do you hear me? And you know what went wrong? Is that one, he has a little light show that you can't see him. He's going around, he's so quick, he's only this tall. I shouldn't have lost. I'm so mad right now, like I am angry.
Chest, traps, triceps, posing down. This is Brainbuster Radio.
Oh, brother, what a show this is. And today we're going to talk about Sin Cara coming back. Sin Cara. Wow, what a talent, guys. Wrestles in the dark.
Very unfair. I mean, like that guy that he was talking, that his opponent was saying. I mean, that's just ridiculously fighting in the dark. I've never heard anything. I mean, if you're going to do that, it should be a blind.
It is so stupid. Heath Slater couldn't have said it right.
In the dark is when you're wearing hoods.
Exactly.
All right. Heath Slater couldn't have hit it on the head better. I mean, the guy cuts the best backstage promos in the WWE by far. If you ever watch those backstage fallouts, I don't know why he's not getting a push. Probably because he's from West Virginia and he's inbred. But
He's no Jamie Noble boy.
Jamie Noble boy, I don't know, man. Heath Slater's the rock star of the WWE. Come on, when he almost stole the show at WrestleMania without even being in the ring.
Him and Jamie Noble should have a tag team as just West Virginia trash boys. It would actually be pretty good, I think.
I think
the Mountaineers,
the Thrillbillies.
The Thrillbillies.
Yeah.
Hasn't that sounds like an ROH tag team,
or
Chikara Pro Wrestling? How to hatch a dinosaur.
All right, now is this a new Sin Cara again? Because didn't the old one have blonde hair, or is the dye out?
It is the same Sin Cara. It is the same Sin Cara who is now billed, guys, as the greatest, or most. Excuse me, sorry, I messed that up. The most popular wrestler in the history of Mexico.
Yeah, that's right. Does that mean Mysterio's on the way out?
I don't. Well,
I disagree.
Mysterio's not from Mexico, so that's just racist, Jake.
Mysterio
he's a Chicano. No, he's from San Diego. He's American.
That's where he resides now.
No, he's American. Sin Cara is from Mexico, but more popular than Mil Máscaras, the El Santo, Octagon, the Blue Demon. Come on. That is
more popular than Mystico.
Yeah, or Mystico? Well, I guess that's one and the same.
La Parca.
La Parca?
L.A.
Juventud Guerrero.
Super Porky? Super Crazy? I mean, that is a bold statement for them to make. And if you looked at him in the ring, this new Sin Cara, who's the same guy, was way toned down from when he first came. He's not taking the same risks. He has a new finisher. He doesn't do the trampoline bit anymore. I mean, I don't know why they're putting so much money into this guy. Maybe just because Rey Mysterio is out because of drugs. But, man, Sin Cara.
That's what you always got. You have to have a backup plan.
Well, he's definitely that.
They're smart. They got the backup plan.
You could tell he is a backup plan. You could tell that. He is not the A Mexican wrestler on the show. Definitely.
But, I mean,
there's only one Mexican I want to watch in the WWE right now.
Doesn't it seem to you where they've kind of backed themselves in a corner where, like, Sin Cara only has a handful of guys that he can work with because, you're not going to be able to get, like, Ezekiel Jackson doing these, 720 Hurricanrana spinning head scissors.
They did it with Rey Mysterio. They had him fighting guys, whether it was good or bad.
That's because Rey Mysterio's a good worker, though. I mean, at least he's that. Sin Cara is not that good in the ring. He's not that good.
I don't know about it. I mean, what we've seen. From what we've seen,
no. Did you ever watch Nitro in the Cruiserweight division, Jake?
No.
That is real Lucha Libre wrestling.
If they were smart, they would have 3-on-3 Lucha Libre style matches every week.
Oh, I would love
kick
to
off
see
the
that.
show.
Hell yeah!
I mean, that's what good wrestling shows on Monday night do.
That's what I'm hoping the 3-hour Raw results in. I mean, you need more. They are really, really hurting for some light heavyweight talent. Sin Cara in the 1998 WWE wouldn't even be in contention for the Cruiserweight title. He's no Aguila.
Oh, he probably couldn't even contend for the X Division title.
Oh, I'll tell you what, TNA is at least doing that right. They at least got the little guys.
Little guys.
Speaking of Mexicans, though, guys, I came across something new when I was looking for some Steiner news this week on Twitter. I was on Twitter. I was looking at Conan's, and Conan's saying some real fucked up shit. Conan is talking shit and talking about Chavo Classic. Chavo Classic and Conan are now the most brutal and vicious Twitter war going today. Even more vitriol in this one than the Steiner-Hogan-Bischoff thing. If you read these, I mean, I read them and I know a little Spanish, so I could see the basics here, and I could tell that these guys are just really fucking hate each other. And it's tough, though, because, guys, I mean, I know you guys are not well-versed in Espanol.
No.
Oh, not at all.
Having only really been in the eastern part of Parts Unknown all of your lives. I have traveled throughout this great land and I've picked up a little, throughout my journeys. But luckily, we are an equal opportunity employer at Brainbuster Radio, and we employ our sound man is the masked man known as Mil Calzones. You've heard us allude to him before. Never has he been on the air, and I thought this was the perfect opportunity for us to bring him on the mic. He's got a hot mic now, and he is going to help us translate and sift through the Conan Chavo Classic Twitter feud, because there's a lot of funny shit being said, a lot of cruel shit, and it's bloody. It's probably the bloodiest feud going today. And let's bring him in. Mil, turn your mic on. Okay. Take your hand off of the sound for a sec. We won't be needing to hear Shucky Ducky during this one, dog. And let's talk about this. So you are very well aware of the Conan Chavo Classic feud, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm very aware.
You're very aware. And you're a fan of both of them?
More of the classic than Conan.
You're not a Conan fan?
No, I don't like shoe throwers, so.
Conan is a man who would throw a shoe. Chavo Classic is a former cruiserweight champ, something Conan never had in the WWE, in the WCW, which really doesn't count. Anyway, Conan, who's 49, he turns 49 today, was his birthday. Happy birthday, Conan. And quick side note, happy birthday to my good buddy Lex Luger. Lex Luger, 54 years old, should have been dead a long time ago. He's a murderer. He deserves to be in jail. And he's out there celebrating his birthday right now as a free man. It's a travesty.
Well, let's be honest. He's a real American hero.
He's at Fuddruckers just living it up right now.
I don't see how he's an American hero for delivering a simple hip toss.
Well, that's a debate for another day.
The Lex Express captured the world. I used to look at the top of the driveway for the Lex Express, and I still never saw it.
The Lex Express never showed up on my driveway, so fuck him. Back to Conan Chavo Classic. 49 versus 63. So there's a little bit of an age gap, but Chavo Classic, he can hold his own. He is part of the Guerrero family, the greatest Mexican wrestling family in the history. I think I can make that statement, right, Mil?
Mexican family?
As a Mexican wrestling family?
I guess, even though a lot of them aren't even, they're all Hispanic.
Oh, you're right. They're.
Well, it's like maybe you could probably say Del Rio's family
is more Mexican.
Yeah.
Because the Guerreros are actually American, similar to Rey Mysterio. The greatest Mexican-American family.
Oh, yeah, easily.
So let's get into it. I want you to help us translate since you know how to talk Spanish. First, we'll start off with Chavo Classic, who started the whole thing on May 19th on the Twitter website. He said,
"Question for Conan. Did you ever take steroids? Just a question, since Conan talks a lot of trash and bullshit, especially about himself. Did he ever consume steroids?"
Wait. Your accent's laying on a little thick there, Mil. Can you say that last sentence again? I wasn't deciphering.
Okay,
sorry.
All right. Just a question, since Conan talks a lot of trash and bullshit, especially about himself. Did he ever consume steroids? I, for one, know the truth.
Responding to Chavo Classic, Conan wrote 2 days later,
"I have a lot of respect for you. I don't know what your problem is with me. If you want to start talking shit about me in a public forum, you came to the right place. You have never heard me bury you in public. Y tú, señor, tienes muchas colas que pisar. Chill out."
Okay, there was a little bit of Spanglish in there, so now Jake and Vince had no clue what you said. So what is that right there?
You're saying that, you got a lot of, it says ass, but it should be balls. And it just says
he told him, Chavo Classic, you have a lot of ass?
Yeah, but I guess it's like a saying about you have a lot of balls.
So
does that make sense in a different culture?
It sounds like he's hitting on him to me.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It's just a lot of Spanish is weird. A lot of sayings.
All right, Chavo Classic responded.
All right. Yeah, but I have nothing to hide.
Start over. I think you were speaking in Spanish there. That was an English part.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but I have nothing to hide, and my pigmentation is brown, not my nose. And anytime you want to bring it on Jump.
All right, that was
On
that,
Jump.
poor English there by either Mil or Chavo.
Is
but,
Jump something like the Juggalo United Midwestern?
No, that's not. I'm reading the transcription. That's the word jump. It's not a doohickey. But he did call Conan a brown noser there. So that was a pretty heavy shot. That was maybe the first right hook thrown in this thing, calling him a brown noser. And then Conan wrote,
Mira puto, no sé cuál es tu pinche pedo, pinche amargado. Nice, it will be my pleasure. We will see each other sooner or later. Y vamos, de que quiero salir más Coreas. Hashtag vales verga.
What does hashtag vales verga mean?
I mean, you don't mean shit.
It sounded like you just ordered something at Chipotle.
That's kind of. I think Mil looks a little offended. You saying that?
Yes,
You are.
Yes, I'm very offended because Mexicans don't go to Chipotle.
See,
Yes. Hey, there's nothing wrong with fourth meal.
Now what? Now he told him "Mira puto." That means "Look, bitch." Okay, let me see what I can get out of this. I'll try my hand here at translating. No sé cuál es tu pinche pedo. That's something about your fucking foot.
Which part?
No sé cuál es tu pinche pedo.
Like, what is your problem?
Oh, okay, that was close.
Yeah.
Pinche armagado.
You know, like big talker, I guess you could say.
Conan called him a big talker. He doesn't know shit. So Conan's on the defensive. And then he said,
"Listen, chicharron, I don't."
What does chicharron mean?
Well, chicharron's actually.
That's a fun word to say.
And it's actually a delicious food that you eat.
Now,
I guess he's calling him a pig. I guess I wouldn't know any other unless if he likes to eat him. I don't know.
Well, from telling him he had a nice ass earlier, and it sounds like he wants to gobble up on his chicharron. All right, talk some more Spanish for us.
I don't brown nose anyone. Never had to. And that's your ignorant opinion. I'm not the one who got kicked out of WWE.
Yeah, Conan was never in WWE. Am I right, Jake?
I believe so.
Never in
Sounds
WWE.
correct.
So he's looking right at. So far, you're about halfway through this battle, and it looks like Chavo Classic has Conan on the ropes, which is what you would like to be seeing, right, Mil?
Oh yes, I would like to. Hopefully, just
you're rooting for Chavo Classic.
Yes, just 1, 2, 3, really quick.
Frog splash, no tequila sunrise.
Gory
here.
bomb, everything.
Conan then continued.
2 times, or driven taxis in Vegas, or asking me for work drunk off your ass in El Paso. If you have beef, why didn't you tell me to my face there?
Oh man.
Conan has been a booker in some small time promotions, and I guess Chavo was hurting for money, so.
What went down in El Paso?
I don't know. We might have to send Mil on a company-sponsored trip to investigate what happened in El Paso. Now, El Paso, what does that mean in English?
It means the way. Paso.
The way.
The what?
Say that again?
The way.
In English?
The way.
One more time.
The way.
Okay, last time, I promise.
The way.
The way.
The way. Okay.
Way.
So Mil said the way. So that's they had a feud, and it sounds like it all started in El Paso, the way, Texas.
What would you say if you asked someone, "Can you tell me the way to El Paso?" Would you say, "Can you tell me the way to the way"?
Well,
Or
Can you tell
El
me El
Paso,
Paso
El
to El
Paso?
Paso?
yeah. You could tell me where El Paso is El Paso.
And that would make sense.
Yeah, if you live in El Paso.
If I went to Mexico,
Okay.
Guadalajara,
Okay.
and I said, "Do you know the way to El Paso?"
In Spanish, you say, ¿Dónde está El Paso? Texas. Texas, of course.
No, I want to say the way to El Paso, though. That exact phrasing.
Yes, Mexicans don't speak exactly. They just,
Hey, fucker.
Hey,
They don't
fucker,
speak exactly.
Hey, fucker, you know where's El Paso?
I said I said Mexico, not Los Angeles.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right. Chavo Classic responded.
I'll tell you what, Gimp.
Oh, stop there. Low blow by Chavo Classic. Conan was in a wheelchair, ended his career early. I mean, he was a part of one of the best factions in TNA history, right? Vince, you're our TNA historian.
Yes, he was.
Who was in that stable?
I do not have that information on hand.
Okay, all right. You're supposed to be the TNA guy.
The TNA historian. First of all, I'm
going to tell you.
Oh, wait, before you get to that, Jake, I'm pissed off right now because we're being made later in this show, ladies and gentlemen, on Brainbuster Radio, on the iTunes. We're being forced by these two jagoffs that I host this show with to talk total nonstop action Impact later. And this guy can't even tell me about the first huge stable in the company. Jake, who was in it?
The team was LAX, and it was Notorious 187, Homicide, and Hernandez. Just a fantastic run, fantastic feud.
Oh, wait, Jake. Now you're dropping the ball, dog.
Huh.
All right, I'm talking about before that, in the early days, back in the day of TNA. You got my boy BG James. You got my homeboy, my homeboy Conan. You got my homeboy the Truth. What was that stable called, dog?
3 Live Crew.
The 3 Live Crew is what I was talking, dog. And neither of you could name it. Disappointing.
LAX was so much better than 3 Live Crew.
Tweet us right now at the Brainbuster. Save me from having to talk TNA later in the show. You still have time at the Brainbusters. Guys, let's make the deal. We get 10 tweets saying don't talk TNA. We don't talk TNA. Deal?
Make it a dozen.
I'll add 2 more to that. I think I can get that.
All right, I'm fine with that.
And we'll be saved from talking TNA. I already know. Here's a hint. The pose down will be about TNA, but I'll have some fun with that. That'll be some fun, dog.
That's not real TNA.
Let's go back to what Chavo Classic was saying. I'm sorry, I interrupted you at the Gimp line.
I'll tell you what, Gimp. Let's cut the BS, and next time I see you, I will call you out and use Mr. Steroid. A ver de cuál Corea. Sale más cuero. It will be a pleasure to kick your fat, bald-headed ass. By the way, I forgot more wrestling than you will ever know. And I don't forget much, bitch. So let your asshole start puckering, you brown-nosing SOB.
Oh.
And yes, you were kicked out of WWE when doing the robot gimmick. Oh, but you don't remember because you were not a hit, Mr. Caca.
All right. Let's stop the fight there. I don't even think we need to go into more of this. We have a page more of these guys talking shit to each other. But I think Chavo Classic won it there. Ring the bell, Vince. Raise Chavo Classic's arm in the air. Jake, announce the winner.
The winner of the match by knockout, Chavo Classic.
Clásico! Orale! Viva la raza, Conan. Take your brown-nosing, gimpy ass back to Twitter and work on your game, dog, because you are no Scott Steiner. Oh, that was brutal, man. That was just like an East LA beatdown, Vato, right, Mil?
Yeah, I think I think Classic accidentally tied Conan's shoelaces too tight, so
he couldn't throw
it at someone. So I think that's where it all started.
Oh, that was nice. Thanks, Mil. You could get back onto the board. Mil Calzones, everybody give him a hand for translating here on Brainbuster Radio. Now, no one can ever say that Brainbuster Radio is just a bunch of white guys talking about brown people in a bad way. There's always a brown person here taking all of our racist comments straight on the chin like a man.
Brainbuster Radio has been very international. I mean, we've had guests from all over this world.
It's true.
Coming in, giving their expert opinion.
I don't think we've had a white man guest yet. That's maybe something we should look to.
I'd like to encourage if there's a white man out there to call in. And
I want to talk to a white man today. I'm looking for a white man. Call in 1-900-BRAINBUSTERS. First 3 minutes on us. The rest you pay a small sum of $3.99 per minute. You'll also get all of the information you will need to know that happened in the world of professional wrestling this past week. On the Brainbuster hotline, I'm giving you details later in the show about what is going on with our friend Buff Bagwell, where the Bella twins are at, and what does Paul Heyman put in his hair. Call right now. White man, call in later. All right, guys. We have not even touched one show that happened this past week, so I think it's about that time. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw that just happened. It, to me, overall, disappointing. Jake, you told me earlier you enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, if you can kind of forget the last, match, if you want to call it a match, I think it was a better show than what it actually was.
Still
I mean,
no
why was
SmackDown,
so
but
much
it was
time given to Michael Cole's match at the end?
Because they're preparing us for pay-per-views with no title match as the main event.
It was really,
Big Show didn't
really
even come
weird.
out or anything. If you want to get us ready for that match, both guys should actually be in it.
It feels a lot like 92 and Hogan not having the title but still being the main event. But they had Sid going up against him then. They got Michael Cole going against Cena. Is Cena just every week now going to be facing a non-wrestler until he faces an actual wrestler at the pay-per-view? Is that the new strategy? Because it's a poor one. It's a poor one, Creative. Hey, Creative. You got nothing. Let's start with something good that happened on Raw, though, guys. The triple threat was made on SmackDown. Kane injected into the D-Bry CM Punk feud, which saves us. D-Bry versus Punk, hopefully down the road in a more crucial part of the year, April or January. So now that match at No Way Out is a triple threat. And on Monday, Kane beat CM Punk. Let's get our overall reactions now that Kane has solidified his spot as a main event man for No Way Out.
Vince probably loves that, right?
Oh, of course.
I love it too.
He's legitimizing this. I mean, they need a true star in this main event.
You're an asshole. Quit talking like that. He did. It was already legit. He's just making it better and, like I said, saving us the really good match for later.
I hope so, because I still want to see that one-on-one rematch.
Don't make blasphemous comments like that. Kane's very good, but Punk and D-Bry are what's going on right now, dog. Come on. They not even in the Fave 5 because they already main event us, dog.
I mean, I'm almost thinking I would like Kane to win the title because then Punk and Bryan, they can just, they can still go at it one-on-one.
How awesome would it have been, though, if the Monday night match was for the title and Kane held it for just a couple weeks before he lost it again? I'd like to see him be the king of the short title reigns. That would be a great watermark on his career. That should have happened. Instead, we got a decent match that he won due to outside and microwave interference. But, of course, Jake's crush, his boyhood crush, AJ. AJ showed up.
Something about those socks this week.
Something about the facial expressions this week. They were up and down. If there was a needle on her emotions, it would look like a 9.8 on the Richter scale, up and down, up and down. She was happy, sad, scared, every kind of emotion she could. If she was an actress, she would be like the Meryl Streep of her generation.
I mean, I think she even scared Kane, and that's difficult to do.
I don't know about that.
He left the ring.
He's far too smart.
Yeah, but we know Kane. I mean, we know Kane likes women. We've seen it happen before.
We have, but
I mean, I'm just saying
AJ,
that girl.
All right, Kane's gotten with some fine looking women, but AJ, I fucked the shit out of him on Monday. She stared a hole into his penis, into his 3-foot dick.
Well, that's probably because this is the first time she's encountered a real man.
And then AJ, after humbling Kane, she made Kane humble. Turned around. It looks like Kane might have a little crush on your lady, Jake. Jake, you have so much competition for this girl's affection.
I do. That's why I had to step it up last week. You got to do something to stick out from the crowd. I mean, Kane wears a mask. I can't really compete with that.
In the race for AJ's heart right now, it's between Jake and Punk. Punk's got the title, but Jake has the song.
I know, but he's not even. I'm saying that's the only. He's not even trying. Just because he has that belt.
And then after she eye fucks Kane, makes him run back to the locker room to crank one out. AJ's caught backstage by Pipsqueak, Josh Matthews, and she proved to the world what we already knew. Now, I think we said this on the show before, that Josh Matthews is scared of women.
Excuse me, AJ? AJ, can you explain the look that we just saw moments ago between you and Kane in the ring?
Look? What look was that, Josh?
Well, AJ, you were petrified in fear, and then you smiled at the big red monster.
You know what? I like when men look at me, Josh. Look at me. You know, you seem a little uncomfortable. Are you okay?
Pussy. Bend her over, dude. What are you doing?
Do you not like aggressive women?
You one of those fruitcakes, Josh?
'Cause I do.
Ooh. What?
You know what? You just might be my type.
I'm just saying, I do not think Josh Matthews.
All right, Josh Matthews, if you were any kind of man, you would have pulled her by her hair and bent her over that case or whatever that they carry the speakers in. You should have just fucking laid some pop right there, dog. You gotta put it on that girl. She was looking for it. She was all horned up. I mean, AJ Lee is the modern woman, man. She is the kind of girl I think most of us want. Crazy, sexy, cool. She fucking God bless Lisa Left Eye Lopez. That she's like a carbon copy of her, except she's not black or dead. Oh, man. Oh, AJ Lee, she's sweeping the nation, giving guys boners all across this great land. This is where we should take a phone call, guys. Are you down?
Yeah, I mean, is anybody
if there's a white man on the phone, that'd be great.
All right, let me see.
Let's not discriminate. We would prefer, but we're not going to turn anybody
Whites
down.
are preferred here, but coloreds are welcome. Colored guy. Who do we got on the line? Bring him up. CG. His name's CG. All right. Hey, CG, where are you from?
Oh, man, am I on here? Am I on?
Yeah.
I'm from South Carolina. How you boys doing?
Welcome to Brainbuster Radio, CG. South Carolina.
Long-time fan here. Long-time fan.
Oh, thanks a lot. Were you at Monday Night Raw in South Carolina?
I was not. I was out of the area at the time.
Okay, but you caught it, though, and you saw AJ Lee.
Oh, lordy lord. I saw her all right.
Now, is she your kind of woman, CG?
She is my kind of. Well, I tell you what, she is just hotter than my 17-year-old cousin, twice removed. I tell you what, boy.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. It's not a direct bloodline. That's fair game, especially in your neck of the woods. Now, what kind of things would you do to AJ Lee? Because Jake wrote a whole song for the girl.
Yeah, I did hear that last week. That was a mighty good number he put on for her, but I don't know if I could say on the air what I'd do to her, boy.
Well, much like Tupelo, Mississippi, brother, things are uncensored on this show.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of competition out there. You got to do something to stand out from the crowd.
She's got her pick of the litter, guys.
I mean, would you call her your queen of Naboo? I mean, is that how you feel?
Well, I don't know where the hell Naboo is, but I tell her she can be my queen of SC. I tell you that.
Oh,
I take her out and show her a good time, and back to my double wide, and tell my 17 family relatives I got living in there to get the hell out for the night. I tell you what.
Oh, you'd show her your gamecock, wouldn't you, brother?
Oh, brother.
Oh, shucky ducky now. Now, what do you think about her injecting herself into this title picture? You think it ruins it, or is this one of your favorite angles going right now?
I think this is the best angle going right now, I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah, well, why is that?
Well, I'm a big fan. I'm a Southern boy, but I'm a big fan of CM Punk. He's the best in the world at everything he does. I don't care what Jericho says, but him versus and Daniel Bryan, he's real good too, you know. And the storyline going with her and him and them two is just it's the best. Then you add the Big Red Machine, the Big Red Monster, Kane in the mix.
It's must-see TV right there, man.
Yeah, buddy.
You're right.
Now, where will you be watching No Way Out at? Do you have cable at your trailer, or do you have to go to a sports bar to watch it?
I've got to go to a local watering hole around here because we don't even have a damn TV in our house.
Now,
will it be showed on closed circuit, or do you get it on pay-per-view?
Well, they show it. They usually have all the local taverns usually have all the sporting events there.
The big wrestling matches.
Pay a flat fee at the door.
And then drink Bud Light limes and eat chicken wings the whole time and watch the show, right?
You got that.
It's the only way to do it, man. All right, so what do you see happening at No Way Out then in this huge triple threat? Do you see CM Punk, the best in the world, retaining?
Well, I'm kind of nervous about it because I really like AJ and all, but I'm kind of she's devious, you know.
She's crazy, man. She is fucking nuts.
She might be putting him on a little bit. I don't know. I see maybe I got all kinds of conspiracy theories about everything, and I see something happening at the pay-per-view with this girl.
Really?
I mean, anything can happen. I could see that belt going home with any of those three men and one woman.
You guys do realize that CM Punk doesn't even need to be pinned, and he could still lose this title.
That's what is so dangerous about this match for him. He has held that thing since November. His shoulders do not need to be on the mat. His hand does not need to tap. And, he goes home. But I'll tell you about this. Would AJ right now, would she rather go home with Kane if he was the champ or Punk even if he was not the champ?
Yeah. I mean, this sounds like, I think it's a classic case of WrestleMania 5 with where Liz, she was going to go home with whoever won the belt.
She's sitting back and waiting for the winner, and
That's
she's
what's gonna happen.
your typical gold digger. I don't know, man. AJ strikes me as that that adventurous type. She wants to be with the guy who is gonna rough her up a little bit, but also take her on some adventures, and whether that's Kane taking her, underneath some building somewhere and banging her where the rats are nibbling at their ankles, or CM Punk taking her to a rock show and doing a bunch of drugs, or Daniel Bryan going on vegan feasts with her and rubbing her shoulders and cuddling. I don't know what.
Just appreciating her all night.
She is schizo, man. She's changing her mind every second. She wanted to get with Josh Matthews on Sunday. So
well, that's just crazy.
I don't know who she might leave with Lawler after No Way Out, for all we know. And Lawler has a way with women.
Oh, he does. I hope she does not go with Lawler because she will just be ruined.
I think she may be a little too old for him.
Yeah, that's a good call, CG. And if anybody's gonna ruin her, I think it's gonna be Kane with that 3-foot dick. Did anyone read that? That was a headline out there. I don't know how many weeks ago, but whenever See No Evil was being made, Vince McMahon forced the head writer to change a part of the script, to add a part to the script, where Kane's full frontal shot of Kane's member would be shown, and Vince McMahon specifically requested it be 3 foot long to make Kane more intimidating. This is true.
He called ILM and said, "Please, bigger."
I mean,
do they have to get Randy Orton for a stunt double?
See, Orton would still be around if they were showcasing that hoss a little bit more. All right, CG. Look at the CG was the white man we were calling. He was from the perfect state. I want to thank you.
I'm the whitest white man in this state. I tell you what.
That was exactly what we were looking for.
You sure do sound like it.
A little Southern comfort on Brainbuster Radio. CG, it's been our pleasure. Thank you for debuting on Brainbuster Radio, and call again, brother.
My pleasure, all mine.
Keep
boys.
on keeping on, brother.
Thank you for listening to the show. Please spread the word down there. I don't know if you have telephones or if you have to go.
Hey,
if you have to take your bike door to door and knock on doors and just get the word out there, but please help us out.
CG,
I'm spreading all kinds of stuff down here. I'll spread it well.
CG, we're this show. Tell your friends we're a lot like herpes. We may disappear for a while, but we're always going to be around, some way, somehow. And tell your friends if you got a computer, get on the iTunes, leave a review because that helps us out a lot.
I got to go to the local library to do that.
I did not know they had libraries in South Carolina. You learn something new every day. It's in the Capitol, right? Right by the Capitol trailer.
You know it.
All right, man. Say hi to the governor for me. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, boys. Have a good night now.
We'll see you later.
Adios. All right. That's CG calling in. We got a little bit more stuff. We got some more Raw to talk, but let's go to a break here, Mil. And when we get back, we're going to talk about me being completely right about the Big Show last week. I said he was a giant. You guys weren't sold. I think you were sold this past Raw. And then we got more to come. We got Raw talk. We of the huge announcement. Vinnie Mac coming back. He's going to be evaluating John Laurinaitis next week. What is going on there? Who is doing this? What's the board of directors got in store? It's pandemonium. I can't believe it. You know, we're very, very dangerously close to Forest Lawn around here. Things are about to get a little eerie on Brainbuster Radio when we come back after this. And now, Andre the Giant calls the dry cleaners.
Hello, thank you for calling Ping Pong Dry Cleaning. How may I help you?
Me, come pick up suit for big party?
Okay, what's your name?
My name Andre the Giant. Giant man, giant suit.
It's not ready yet. Call back tomorrow. Crow's too big. We all more Chinese worker come help clean up.
You funny. Me wear checker jacket to Haku's big party. He bought 300, you bought 299. No party for you.
So suit not ready. Call back tomorrow.
Andre wants suit. Andre can't pick up girls without jacket. Andre don't smash. You get smashed.
Sorry. I can't understand your English. Speak query and call tomorrow.
No. All Andre want. All Andre have is singlet for party. Me come down. Still close.
You too fat. Nothing fit you. Don't call again, all right? Call Hulk Hogan.
Number 4, David Otunga. Now, wait a minute. Don't get on me too. Let me explain why I say David Otunga. He's married to one of the hottest R&B stars out there. I mean, not just R&B, but in Hollywood. I mean, she's doing great. We're not going to even mention her name. We're not going to even show her picture or anything like that. But we just wanted to give a shout out to what this guy's doing. I mean, he's a Harvard grad, so that tells you he's a very, very smart guy, as well as he's a guy who kiss a lot of ass. Kiss a whole lot of ass. David Otunga. You on the right track, baby. You're moving up the ladder. As well as the kid got a hell of a body. He's got a hell of a future. But tonight, moving along. Right back. Yes, this guy is unbelievable. I mean, he's a human wrecking machine. When he comes out there, he doesn't waste any time running through his opponent. Reminds me of a guy like Big John Studd back in the day where he needed a 5 count. This guy, Ryback, he may need a 5 count. This guy, when I watch him, he comes to that ring. He's got something to say after he beat his guy up, like feed me more. I really like that. He reminds me of a gladiator stepping into the Colosseum in Rome. I mean, that's what this guy, he's a throwback. And that's why I like Ryback. This guy, he's on the right track, and everybody in the locker room is running scared. Trust me. Ryback, stay out of his way because he's moving up, guys. You better study him. You better study him.
Puke is good. I think puke is nice.
See, I've never heard that. That's great.
No, that's right.
Everybody always gives me stuff about it. That's good.
No, it fits the WWF attitude.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
You think you're ready for it?
Ready to roll with it. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I've got one thing I want you to do for me, okay? And that's going to be right back over here.
Oh, no. I've been waiting for this. Okay, I guess.
Okay.
You want
a little coffee or what? Huh?
Oh, God.
Huh?
I think I'll be good. Some more?
Huh? Try not to get it on the rest of my table here.
I won't be
Huh?
able to do that.
Can you do that? Huh? You going to get sick?
That's a possibility.
Huh? Oh. Huh? Oh my God! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke!
Oh man!
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
It is your destiny. You're listening to Brainbuster Radio.
And we back, dog. Brainbuster Radio. You know how we go. At the Brainbusters on Twitter. Brainbuster Radio on Air FM every Friday at 4 Eastern. Brainbuster.radio@gmail.com. YouTube.com/Brainbuster Radio, where you can watch Jumpin Jacob J, Jacob Jumping J's awesome music videos for the AJ Lee and Daniel Bryan song, Sweeping the Nation.
I mean, the views they're slowly getting there, but they are increasing.
Hey, share it with your friends on Twitter and Facebook. You could like us on Facebook, too.
Put it on your iPod. Put it on your Android device. Listen to it while you're on the elliptical machine.
While you're walking your dog.
I know. I was trimming shrubs today, and I was humming Make Me Crazy for You for a good 2.5 hours.
I was having sex with this girl that I've been screwing from the local university. And
you were playing the Yes?
We were listening to the Yes song on a loop, and I had her screaming it all night long, dog. Yes! I also pulled her hair back a little bit to make it look like a receding hairline, so it'd be like I was banging Daniel Bryan.
Or you would look as you were looking like yourself in the mirror.
No one knows about my hairline, and they never will.
Everyone that sees you knows about your hairline.
No one who listens to this show has seen me. There are no pictures of me, and they do not know that I have a fantastic hairline. I would say if you were to see a picture of me, all you listeners out there, Long Island Iced Tea his hairline looks something similar to, who would you say, Mil? Wade Barrett? I got Wade Barrett-like hair. Just thick, gorgeous hair.
You were the only one that has any mystery left. Vinman and I are out there on the Twitter from our live event that we were at.
You will never see mine or Mil's face. Definitely not Mil's face. I haven't seen his face.
No.
He wears a mask while he's running the board here. It could be Jerry Sandusky here running the board for all I know. Child predator.
Look out, then.
Running all of our sounds. I did see him eating a push pop earlier, so he was probably hanging out with a little kid. All right, guys, let's get back into our Raw talk. We left off alluding to the big shows in Brock Lesnar-like promo he ran, pre-taped with a little bit of music under it. If you didn't catch it, just listen to it. It was strong, man. It was excellent.
You see this? This is me smiling. No, that's over now.
Oh my God! What a collision!
No, that's over now. My tears were not even dry in the ring. And you people clapping, having a great time. Instead, Cena made jokes. Cena hurt me when he decided he didn't care. And no way out. I hurt him. And that puts a smile on my face.
Are you guys scared of the Big Show yet? Do you realize that he's a giant now? Do you realize the difference?
That was so much better than that promo, that 25-minute promo that he did at the beginning of Raw. So much better.
And exactly, because it was short, it was to the point, it didn't expose him or anything.
It was pre-taped. It was pre-taped. It was a lot like Brock Lesnar's Piss His Pants promo, but I think it was better because yes, I think it was better because anytime you have in the background, it does it for me. That is great. I want an Egyptian woman or some Middle Eastern woman just humming behind me always. I would terrify everyone I come in contact with.
It just was not as good as Brock. Not even close.
I know I'm saying
you're a naive farm boy.
Yeah, I know I'm in the minority there, but I love the Big Show, and when he's good, he's the best. I mean, the Big Show the Big Show when he's pissed off, angry, he is just a great talent. He's a giant. He is the modern day Andre. If you don't like Big Show, you don't like Andre, and shame on you for that. Ryback had a squash match on Monday Night Raw against two guys. And, I mean, every time we see this guy, it's a squash match, which you know I love. Squash, we need more of those, of course. Jake, you agree with me?
Yeah, I especially got into a 3-hour Raw.
And having the two dorks always cut a promo beforehand is some of the best shit that creative's doing. That's one thing they're getting right. And there's just something about Ryback, Jake. He reminds me of somebody. I can't put my finger on it. It might be a variety of guys.
I know. I mean,
shut up, Vince. I asked Jake.
We're listening. I mean, I see him. It's something about the bald head.
No, it's that guy.
Vince, quit interrupting.
Just listen. We're trying to figure this out because this has been bugging me all day, but I cannot get it.
WCW.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. All right. Perry Saturn. He's kind of got a wonky eye. Kind of a wonky eye. The bald head. He reminds me of a younger Perry Saturn.
What
maybe.
happened in the Georgia Dome that one?
No.
Listen.
I don't think Saturn ever had a big match there. Or no. You know what though? He's so powerful and dominating. He's like.
Are you listening
he's
to
like
this music
Jake.
right now?
Jake. He's like a hungrier Van Hammer.
I mean, he's saying, feed me more. Heavy Metal Van Hammer is somebody that...
Metal Machine, dude. Metal Machine.
It's not exactly right, but it's something.
Yeah. They don't have the same look, but he's got like similar catchphrases, similar kind of attitude. I don't know. Maybe he's like a more dominant Pitbull Gary Wolf.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
Shut up, Vince.
No, be quiet, all right? We're trying to figure this out. I don't know. It's like Mike Awesome cut all his hair off because, I mean, this guy is big. This guy is good. He is looking out for gold. I'm telling you that. It's like at some point,
I see nothing.
At some point, Ryback is going to collide with a gold iceberg, and all of this is just going to be fulfilled.
I see nothing but dollar signs and fresh air in this guy, man. I mean, he is the guy you were talking about, Jake. Remember when you were talking about someone needs to capture the belt for the first time after a long journey? I mean, we've never seen an undefeated streak like this ever before. I don't think we could compare it to anything.
This could be this guy. I mean, is it possible that on Raw, he could win the title? Just one-on-one.
I think he's going to win. You would think he was like a former football player for like an NFC South team or something.
He looks like.
Yeah, he didn't play pro football. He's an original, that's for sure. But you know what? I'm going to say it right now. Your 2013 Rumble winner and Mania headliner, Ryback, you heard it here first, dog.
I mean, I think first he needs to set his sights a little lower, maybe go for that U.S. title. And,
that's a good idea.
Go for that U.S. title, because I don't know where Ryback is from, but I mean, we're having these big 3-hour Raws. We got to have some title matches. So maybe first he captures that U.S. title, and then he sets his sights higher and goes for that world title.
Dude, it's it's Vince. I'm trying to make a point here about Ryback. He's like a metal machine. He looks and acts like it's like he was made in a power plant. I mean, it
looks like he was made in a power plant. That's right.
You know who was actually trained in the power plant?
There were a lot of guys trained in Disco Inferno.
Came out of that thing.
Yeah, I mean, no one worth notes.
This is a little off topic, but I want to say I was at the Perryopolis Flea Market, and they sell stun guns there. If you were in the area, pick up a quick stun gun for yourself.
I think that Ryback's entrance would be a lot better if they showed him coming out of his locker room, because he's so intense. The build-up for every match would be awesome, and it's something original.
He's like a dragon. He's
snarling. Yes,
he's in fire.
Yeah, dude. It's just like.
Have you ever thought about recreating gimmick?
Well, I mean, they're doing a fantastic job with Sandow in that regard. Yeah, I was going to say Sandow. You
got a perfect thing.
You couldn't really do that with anybody else. I think you got to be original, like they are being with Ryback. It's like his matches are just so powerful and explosive. It's like a jackhammer in the ring. You know, it's just like boom, 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 over. It's over.
You know who actually used a move called the jackhammer?
I know my dad used the jackhammer outside before.
I seen a guy in a manhole earlier. He was making one.
But I mean, see, I've heard people saying that Ryback needs to drop, just quit wearing these RVD singlets. He needs to go basic, short boots, black knee pads, black trunks. I don't think that's the way to go. I like a wrestler having style. I don't want him to get any tattoos. He is an original man. He is his own man, and nobody's going to tell him what to do.
Maybe get like a barbed wire tattoo or like one of those tribal armbands. He should definitely grow a goatee too. But I love your idea about the black. He should, I mean, no one's worn it ever really besides Stone Cold, so I think they could bring that back. I mean,
if they wanted to, it's his decision. I mean, if he says something, I'm going to get out of his way because he's going to run at me like a spear. I don't want to be anywhere. I'm just saying, I don't want to be next.
Yeah, but that's the question every time he steps in the ring, though. That would be a great. See, we talked about merchandising earlier. Who's going to step up in Orton's place? I got a shirt for you right now, WWE. Who's next? And on the back it says Ryback, Metal Machine. Boom, we did it. Ryback is truly awesome, though, guys.
Christ's sake.
Really,
he's acting just like.
Shut your mouth. We have more shit to talk about. Vince, you're always trying to bring shit down, trying to talk about TNA or whatever. Old shit. Let's go on to the next topic, though, guys. Vince McMahon hyped up for next week's Raw. Huge development. I mean, Vince McMahon we're talking about here. The longest weekly episodic show in television history gets perhaps its best character ever back this coming Monday when Vincent Kennedy McMahon returns to evaluate Big Johnny. Are you pumped? Are you more just interested? What is going on in your brain? Because when I heard it, I just got excited.
I'm very, very nervous. I mean, you called it a couple weeks ago that this could be the end of the WWE as we know it. I mean, he could be coming back to inject a lethal dose of poison.
Oh, anytime Vince McMahon's there, you never know what the fuck's going to happen, and it's going to probably be huge.
I mean, I think it's going to be an easy decision. You look at what the people want, and Big Johnny has given it to him. Now, if somebody puts Mr. McMahon, in a bad mood backstage, if the girls on his private jet are, they're not very quick with his coffee, with his tea, with his energy drink, then he's going to be in a bad mood, and I would be concerned.
I'm hoping at least someone gets fired or joins the Kiss My Ass Club, because we really need that on Raw. We need nothing boosts ratings more than Mr. McMahon's butt cheeks. And Raw is this coming Monday after a very lackluster Raw. I'm sorry, Jake, but if the main event is that long and that bad, it's a bad Raw. And this is exactly what they need. It's a great.
The main event is a wrestling match, then that's probably a bad Raw.
It's a bad Raw.
You know what? I love wrestling matches, but you're probably right. Vince McMahon returning, the biggest name that we haven't seen in a while. I mean, we've already used up Brock, The Rock. I mean, Austin has been
Paul Heyman.
Austin's been around more recently than McMahon, maybe, I think. Yeah, I guess you could say with the promotional stuff he's done, not really been in the ring. But Vince McMahon's the biggest name they got left, at least in this cycle. And it's going to be huge. Looking forward to it. When Vince McMahon shows up, Mr. McMahon shows up on the screen, tweet at us at the Brainbusters and let us know what you think about Raw, because this is going to be an earth-shaking Raw. It's 3 hours this week too, right, guys? 3 hours.
Yes, it is. Special 8 p.m. start time.
From the home field in Connecticut. It is, so you know that everybody's going to be comfortable, and it is going to be a show to remember. 3 hours of professional wrestling. That's how it should be. That's one thing. Cruiserweights and 3-hour wrestling shows. That's what WCW got right and kicked off. And I think WWE's got to is finally taking notice of that. Well, maybe not with the cruiserweights. I don't know. Other huge development, though. We thought Vince McMahon this week was the biggest news. And then a bombshell drops this morning, early morning. If you were a subscriber to WWE Mobile, like I am on my smartphone telephone device, you got an update at No Way Out, the pay-per-view. Triple H will be making an appearance, COO Triple H, and he will be addressing the Brock Lesnar situation, guys.
Well, it's about time, because Raw needs something.
And it's about time. We haven't heard anything since
he's got
struck Heyman.
2 huge lawsuits on his hand. Who knows what he's probably been busy with his lawyers trying to get this worked out. I mean, he might be coming to say he's going to surrender the company.
I mean, there may have been a gag order, and he wasn't allowed to, talk about anything.
I will accept nothing less than an apology and an admission of wrongdoing by Triple H for losing the biggest star WWE had this year on their roster. I mean, as a fan, just disappointing the hell out of me. I have a SummerSlam ticket, and now I'm not going to get to see Brock Lesnar, who I was all
that's
excited
one of the other things
thinking
that
I was going to get to
thinking
see
about.
him.
I mean, McMahon coming back. I mean, maybe he's coming to maybe right all the wrongs.
Rectify
that,
situation.
Triple H did.
Sometimes the kids aren't ready when you think they're ready. Sometimes they got to move back in and live with mommy and daddy for a while, and dad's got to take care of everything. Write a big fat check to make amends for what the idiot son, in this case son-in-law, did. Triple H, he's been an absolute mess since he got in this role. Nothing good happening on his watch. It's really pathetic. And, I mean, Jake, you agree with me, right? I mean, you're expecting him to at least say he's sorry.
He's going to have to do something. Like we said, there are, what Staples Center holds? 17, 18,000?
About 19.
Right? Now, you've got 19,000 people that bought tickets that are planning to see Brock Lesnar.
The biggest party of the summer.
They're not going to see an NBA championship. They may see a cup, but more than anything, they want to see Brock Lesnar.
Bright lights in the bigger city. When I think of that, I think Brock Lesnar hoisting someone on his shoulders. Blood. I'm thinking extreme violence by an ass kicker. But, Triple H has done a fantastic, fantastic job since getting in that role. Look at FCW, what he's done there. Changed the culture, revamping the farm system in WWE. I mean, never before have we seen a stream of young talent making a push into the main shows like we are right now. And there's more to come. And you read online about the guys who are in dark matches and how they're getting over without really being known. It's an exciting time, and it's a credit to Triple H and the hard work he's doing.
I mean, apology or not, he's got a lot of explaining to do.
I don't think he needs to apologize because he is doing the right thing for the business. You can't let one guy be bigger than the show. Kudos to Triple H. But we have no clue what's going to happen. That's at the pay-per-view. It's all up in the air. We can only speculate here on Brainbuster Radio. And when we get closer to the pay-per-view, we will forecast it for you the best we can. Monday night, we really can't do anything for you because when Vince McMahon is there, I mean, cars could be blowing up. People could be getting fired. I mean, hot babes could be barking like dogs. You don't know what's going to happen when Vinnie Mac is there. Like we said, the greatest character on the greatest show of all time. But, guys, enough talk about Raw. I think we've exhausted it enough. It's time, once again, for everybody to observe the greatest competition that there is today in wrestling podcasting, the Super Pose Down.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for.
But right now, let's get to my favorite event, the Pose Down.
Here's the one that you and the world has been waiting for. Get ready for the Super Pose Down.
Tonight's Super Pose Down is brought to you by Marburger Taxidermy Den. Marburger Taxidermy Den. You kill them, we fill them. Now opening up in Somerset County. MarburgerTax.com. Alright boys, tonight's Super Pose Down. We said we were going to talk TNA this week, and we are going to. And we are starting off last week's first summer kickoff, 2-hour live Impact. We learned that at Slammiversary in, 9 days, 10 days, something like that.
Who cares?
There is going to be the first inductee into the TNA Hall of Fame. And I want you two to battle it out to convince me, the referee, who should be the first man in.
Well, I mean, there is only one man that it could be. I mean, you could talk about all the great stars that have been TNA, your Stings, your Kurt Angles, your AJ Styles, but there's one man who founded this company. One man who put it on his back, his blood, his sweat, his tears. The founder, the king of the mountain, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. He carried this company. He legitimized it from day one. He brought it. He did behind the scenes and on the camera, in the ring. He did it all.
Clubbing blows by Vinman. Ellen is in the corner. Can he get out of it?
With ease. Jumpin Jacob J. First of all, a TNA Hall of Fame. I mean, that's... What's next? Are we going to be anticipating and posing down on the WNBA Hall of Fame? Put Sue Bird in! Put her in, even though she's still playing. The TNA Hall of Fame, a joke, but okay, I'll play your silly games. And there's only one man who belongs in TNA. There's only one man who ever got me to watch TNA when I did, and it's because he was a hell of a salesman. He was a guy who made me believe that TNA was a good product, even though every fiber of my consciousness, every wise decision-making electron in my brain was telling me, why are you watching this garbage? This man was able to convince me to watch it. And of course, I'm talking about Dandy Don West.
An Oklahoma roll by Alan. Vinman is down.
No,
he gets out.
You're picking a guy who they kicked off the announce booth. A guy that they sent to the back to go sell shirts. Not even on camera.
A guy who created the brown bag special.
Brown bag, paper bag, black bag, it doesn't matter. Yeah, he could sell stuff, but he had nothing to do with the on-air product. I mean, believe me, I thought he was a good announcer, but man, probably the best guy that they had, but that still wasn't saying a whole lot when you got Mike Tenay, who's only good at talking about moves nobody's ever heard of.
The only reason Mike Tenay is the announcer in that company, everyone knows he sucks, it's because his name is Tenay, and it sounds like the name of the show. It's so dumb. Don West is the only reason anyone ever watched that show. If you look at the ratings, they spiked, hey-oh, when Don West was on the show. Then you put Taz in there, who, give him credit, he was pretty good back when he was on SmackDown, but in TNA...
That has nothing. The real guy that spiked the ratings was Jeff Jarrett. He was the guy that always held the belt. What an unbelievable concept, having somebody hold the belt for a long time. I mean, he was the main guy. He main evented all the big matches. especially early days to get the company off the ground, he was doing everything.
Yeah,
How could you not give the guy some respect?
Hey, I love Double J as much as the next guy, but that's the key word in that sentence. Double J. Not this short-haired Jeff Jarrett, wife-stealing corporate douchebag in Orlando,
Listen,
Florida.
He didn't sell out. He bought in, and you're pissing me off.
Don West is the only reason I have ever watched it. He's the only person in TNA I have ever respected. He's a hell of a salesman. They probably wouldn't have gotten on the network unless he showed up in the Spike TV corporate headquarters with the fantastic.
Double J was doing all those.
No, it was all Don West and his PowerPoint presentations and his brown bag specials and his insane deals.
All right, that's it. Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Raise my hand, referee.
Gentlemen, I would love to tell you who the winner is, but the power went out in the middle of the match. We're gonna have to finish this next Tuesday. I cannot award a winner when the power went out.
We must have
finished this later.
Yeah, we must have been wrestling in some cheap ass Orlando, Florida Disney World Resort arena. Then that's the power never goes out in an 18,000 person
arena. I do not feel right awarding someone with the lights out in the arena.
What a bunch of bullshit. Still undefeated, never been beaten on a pose down. Long Allen Iced Tea. Thank you. Excuse me. You're welcome.
You winning a pose down is like Dolph Ziggler going to his Supercuts. Not gonna happen.
You winning a pose down is like you using that line every single show. Stupid and doesn't entertain anyone. Ha!
Dolph entertain.
Fine. I'll play your games, guys. Let's talk Impact. I didn't watch it, obviously, because I have better things to do, like clip my toenails and
eat them,
and add to my scab collection. So, I mean, what happened? Was it good? What was good? Hey, sell this to me. Hey, Jake.
I said I was going to watch.
Be Don West. Sell the show to me, and maybe I'll watch.
If you want somebody to sell the show to you, you better get Vinman, because I'll give you an honest reaction, and I'm not.
I'd like to hear your honest reaction.
Okay, here was the honest reaction. I'm pretty sure someone in TNA promised a big surprise. Do you remember that, Vince?
I read it on the internet. Huge surprise.
The big surprise was
what was the big surprise? Because I don't
know.
The
Hall of Fame announcement.
Okay. Let me stop you there.
Big surprise.
Let me stop you there. See, that is exactly why I didn't watch. I read TNA, Dixie Carter, big surprise on the first live Impact. And what was my first reaction? Okay, yeah, big surprise. What the fuck could it be? And was I right? Question and answer time, Mil. Yes. Did it disappoint? Yes. Does it make no sense to have a TNA Hall of Fame when the company hasn't even been around a decade? Yes. WWE didn't have a Hall of Fame till the 90s. It's retarded, and it was a disappointment. So
I mean, I thought there was a big surprise. I thought somebody was going to walk through the door and make an impact. I didn't see anything. I mean, I can tell you what the highlights or what the highlight was, and it's a good angle. But AJ Styles and Dixie Carter, there's a relationship going on there. She's trying to cover it up. That's how the show ended. That was the only thing intriguing about the night.
Oh, so they're like they're
you
banging.
Weren't entertained by the gut check segment?
Oh no. Actually, I did like I liked gut check. I liked Taz, El Snow, and Bruce Pritchard talking to each other.
Whoever that bum was hilarious.
Joey Ryan.
I mean, he's entertaining. He should be in WWE.
Joey Ryan is an independent wrestler. He was in the NWA Hollywood when I saw him last on television. And he cut a promo that I got it earlier for the show, but I decided that it was pretty weak. He cut a shoot promo after the gut check segment, and I guess he didn't win or get the votes.
No.
So, yeah, he cut a shoot promo on Taz, Al Snow, and Bruce Pritchard. Now, reading about that segment, it's a little intriguing to me. It's original. You know, TNA does some original things. I'm still not going to watch it because I've seen Joey Ryan wrestle. He's mediocre at best. His gimmick is a good idea, but he doesn't execute it well. And if you watch this promo, he did. All right, the guy is supposed to be a sleazeball, is what I'm getting. Is that what he did on television?
He was good on TV.
Okay, so he's smoking a cigarette. It's a 7-minute promo. He has a cigarette in his hand the whole time. And at the end of it, he says his big catchphrase. What was did he do this catchphrase?
I don't even remember if he said it.
He said something about a mustache ride.
No,
I think he did mention that.
At the end of this promo online, he does it. He says, "Who wants?" Takes a drag of his cigarette and blows out no smoke because he held his cigarette for 7 minutes and it burned out. You fucking idiot! It's poor execution. I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he didn't win it. But
I'm glad he did not make it. He was not worthy. Mr. Snow, Mr. Pritchard, and Mr. Taz made the correct decision.
Well, no, didn't one guy vote yes for him? I'm pretty
Al
sure.
Snow voted yes for him.
Yeah, he did.
I know that, and I didn't even watch.
All I gotta say is Joey Ryan is a snowblower.
All I gotta see. See, that's maybe Al Snow might get me to watch 5 minutes of Impact one week.
But here's something that I want to bring up, and I am a Stinger fan. Trust me, I've been in the Impact Zone. I've been in the HD Impact Zone. I've been to house shows, and I've been to a pay-per-view. But how does the Stinger go away for months, walk into the company, and get a title shot without doing anything? Somebody explain that to me.
He's an icon.
You are not an icon whenever you only work 3 days a month.
You're not an icon when you work in a company that couldn't generate headlines if they got Barack Obama to come on the show wearing a USSR hockey jersey and a free Jerry Sandusky skull cap while he was anally raping the owner of the company, Dixie Carter.
Time.
But what about all that young talent? What about James Storm? He was
to get
out
the
there.
ratings. You don't understand. The young talent is not good enough.
Well, maybe they would be if they were on TV. James Storm is out there riding horses with his daughter. You may have forced him out of the company, and he's thinking about retiring.
Been in a huge feud with Bobby Roode. I mean, they've had.
There's going to be a pay-per-view talking about the feud. All right, we have to end this. We're running against time, and I think people are actually throwing their phones onto the ground so they don't have to hear any more TNA talk. So we apologize. When it gets good, we'll talk. When it gets interesting, if they hired Colt Cabana, I would start talking TNA. They need to hire good indie guys or put EY out there. It was ODB even on the show.
EY? Not last week, I don't think.
Happy birthday, ODB! I love you. Let's start getting out of here. On our way out, guys. Since we're talking Impact, do you have an Impact player in the pro wrestling universe from this past week?
Oh, I do. It's got to be Edge. I mean, in a relationship with the Glamazon, perfect combination of beauty and power. You know, I'd never bought into that rated R superstar gimmick, but now I do.
That's a beautiful story. Saw him at the Devils game. Jake?
My Impact Player of the Week. I'm going to have to think of one really quickly for you. You know what? I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to go Sin Cara is the Impact Player of the Week.
He's a cheater. He wrestles with the lights off.
Mexico's most popular wrestler of all time. Undefeated since his return.
Mil Calzones is just shaking his head that you actually said that. My Impact Players of this week, I'm going to say, were my boys, Mr. No Days Off, Darren Young, and the real deal, Titus O'Neil. Yes, I know you're telling me Long Island. They lost on SmackDown. Okay, big deal. But they did something better than winning this week. They came up with a great team name. They're the PTPers, baby! Primetime players! And that's something every good tag division needs, guys. The PTPers are here to stay. You need a team name if you're going to succeed in this business as a tag team. Best thing that they could have done. What a huge impact. In a losing effort, nonetheless. All right, when we get back, we got headlines. We got Falls Count Anywhere. There's going to be blood all over the place. Also, because the girl I was with had sex with me in the studio, and she was on her period. But hey, I'm dirty like that. We'll be back on Brainbuster Radio right after these messages from our good sponsors.
This is Seven Summits update number 3, and this is JBL. I'm down here in my man cave in Bermuda, proudly sporting my Briscoe Brothers t-shirt, which I'll be wearing to Russia in just over a week when I'm going to climb the first of hopefully 7 summits, Mount Elbrus, the highest mountain in the continent of Europe. And as you could see, lost just a tad bit of weight, did 54 miles of road work last week, added a little blister to my left foot, as you can see as well, but no reason to call 911, no reason to call a wambulance. You see, less than 400 people in the history of this world have climbed all the 7 summits. So I'm going to attempt to do something and do an attempt to raise money for kids programs that I work with right here in Bermuda. The thing that upsets me, though, is that last Saturday I get some notice from some Twitter something that they want to verify me. You verify me? How about I verify you? How about I hit you with the big boot? I drop an elbow, I hit the ropes, knocks your head off with the clothesline. Does that get me verified? That's like a dime verifying a dollar. But as I start looking into it, I realize that Josh Matthews, the little diminutive WWE announcer, is verified. And I'm following him. That's like Usain Bolt following Bastion Booger. However, inexplicable thing has happened. LeBron James showed up in the 4th quarter the other day, so sometimes crazy things happen. I don't know about all that. I just know the fact that 7summitsforkids.com is where you can go and you can donate money to the kids programs. 100% of the money goes to kids. I'm trying to climb mountains for these kids. That's why I'm doing it. Got a huge announcement that's coming out this Wednesday, June 6th. Looking forward to it. Also looking forward to announcing my world's greatest Sherpa team, Charlie Haas and Sheldon Benjamin, carrying the things that I need most up to this top of this mountain. That is my hairbrushes and my Rogaine. Got to look good. Yum, yum. Come get you some, Big Mountain, because JBL is coming to Russia.
Moving on to number 2. Dolph Ziggler, managed by Vicky Guerrero, also has another partner in crime. I call him Swag Time Jack Swagger. But this guy, Dolph Ziggler, I watch this guy week in and week out, and I really catch myself not wanting to cheer for him, but the guy is actually just that good. He goes out there week in and week out, and he does that one thing, show up. It's something that a whole lot of guys in the locker room can take their notes about. Dolph Ziggler is the guy that goes out there week in and week out. He not just makes himself look good, he makes the guy that he's in the ring with look that much better. And that's what I look for as far as greatness goes. This guy, Ziggler, you talk about guys like the Kurt Hennings, you know, guys that actually have gone out there and have been generals in the middle of that ring, and you look back on them, 10, 15 years, and you say, man, that guy there, this is the guy that you're going to be looking back at 10, 15 years, 20 years from now saying, Dolph Ziggler has done it his way. Future Hall of Famer, I see a whole lot in that kid right there. Future multi-time world champion, that's what I see. WWE championships, I see all of that for this kid right here. Dolph Ziggler, guys, all you guys in the locker room, you heard it from Booker T, the 6-time world champion, 5-time WCW champion. You heard it from me. Dolph Ziggler, guys, is moving his way towards immortality.
I'm buff on the stuff and the girls just can't get enough. I'm Buff Daddy.
Headlocks, clotheslines, eye rakes. This is Brainbuster Radio.
I'm simply delicious.
Yum, come get you some. Brainbuster Radio here with our final segment of the evening or day. I don't know when you're listening to us because you can listen to us anytime. You download us. Now, I don't know you personally, but I'm going to tell you right to your face. Download us on the iTunes and leave a comment, a review, if you will, 5 stars, because you know we are that damn good. Say something about the show. You know, it changed your life, blah, blah, blah. Or get us on Stitcher. That's a very good option, too. They have all the podcasts there. They'll update you every time we upload the show out into the Ethernet. We're also live on tape on airfm.com on Channel 1 on that website, 4 p.m. Eastern every Friday. Soon to get another time slot on their exclusive network. Thanks to all of those people at airfm.com, especially Meaty the Swede. Guys, this was a very, very busy week in the universe of professional wrestling. Tons of news. So, let's put our suits and ties on, step in front of the teleprompter, comb our hair, put on the Rogaine, you gotta look good, and give the people some headlines. Today on Headlines, we will touch on Buff Bagwell. A certain Washington Redskin calls out a certain World's Strongest Man. Is John Cena broke? The Bella Twins resurface. A report on Alex Shelley. And the 1000th episode of Monday Night Raw. Ladies and gentlemen, Headlines is brought to you by Marburger Tractors. Marburger Tractors. They can ride over anything you damn well please. Hay, cows, grass, dirt, shrubs, corn stalks, etc. Marburger Tractors. They're very good tractors. Make mine a Marburger. Let's get into headlines. Kicking off headlines now, guys. Marcus Buff Bagwell. Here's your Buff Bagwell update. We all know Marcus Buff Bagwell is at home recovering after being involved in a serious car accident on April 23rd while traveling near his hometown of Marietta, Georgia. The former WCW superstar is quickly healing from the life-threatening ordeal and is eyeing a return to the squared circle. Buff is doing much better, a representative of Mr. Bagwell told Hollywood.com. He is at home and ready to work again. The former WCW superstar has been announced to appear at an autograph signing taking place Saturday, June 23rd at Frank & Son Collectible Show, 19649 San Jose Avenue, City of Industry, California.
Well, I mean, once again, we send our best wishes to the entire Bagwell family.
I mean, this is great news that he's finally coming back. Great superstar, and I'd like to plug that collectible show. There's a lot of big names going to be appearing there.
Oh, wrestling superstar Virgil should be there. I'm sure you might even get to see Hacksaw Jim Duggan and other greats. Ted DiBiase. Anybody could show up.
The Outsiders and Harley Race, I think, are confirmed.
Frank & Son Collectible Show, 19649 San Jose Avenue, City of Industry, California. Washington Redskin, NFL defensive lineman Adam Carricker made headlines this week. He hosts a radio show at fourthandpain.com and was asked if he thinks he could beat Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, in an arm wrestling contest. Mr. Carricker replied, "Me? I mean, Mark Henry has claimed to be the world's strongest man for like 2 decades now. Is he really the world's strongest man still, or is that just some title he won't relinquish? At some point, I've got to think you're not the world's strongest man anymore. I've got to think at some point age has caught up with him. He's been in the business a while. I'm still a young stud. In all honesty, the man is ridiculously strong, but I think I've got the fulcrum points. I've got the leverage part. I think I can take him. Strong words from a mediocre player, guys.
Let me just say that the Hall of Fame is currently closed for remodeling, but when it opens up, the first NFL player will be inducted.
Adam, you may have been a black shirt, but you forgot about Mark Henry.
You should never forget about the world's strongest man, Mr. Carricker. And I think you're biting a little bit more off than you can chew. And shouldn't you really be focusing on facing the offensive linemen in the NFC East, Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys? I think Mike Shanahan would have something to say about you paying more attention to the world's strongest man than to Andre Giroud or Shawn Andrews. Is John Cena broke? TMZ is reporting that the house that John Cena was living in with his ex-wife, Liz Huberdeau, is the main reason for their divorce. TMZ says the house, which the couple was remodeling, was sending them to the poorhouse and the courthouse. Cena blamed the divorce on the remodel, claiming it caused an unbearable strife between them. TMZ now has documents that show one of the contractors filed a lien on the house for $110,000, claiming the Cenas didn't pay him for his work. Back a few months ago, TMZ also revealed a lien on Cena's home for over $15,000 from a roofing company. Cena paid off the tax debt to that, though, and the lien was lifted. It should be noted, however, that John Cena is not broke himself. The $100,000 lien and the $15,000 lien from earlier likely come from someone close to him, a family member, or his wife perhaps, just not staying on top of the bills and getting everything paid. The odds that the face of the WWE are broke are very slim.
John Cena is going to be just fine, and his wife, or ex-wife, just needs to put on that tool belt, start hanging drywall.
There's really no news here. He's fine.
There's plenty of news here because the face of the WWE lost a wife over a house, which is just a terrible tragedy. My best wishes go out to John Cena, and I really hope his future in his love life is much more successful than this dark period. I know there's a lot of wannabe Mrs. Cenas out there, and I hope he makes the right decision. Good luck, John. Ladies and gentlemen, we have news now on the greatest professional wrestler out there today. His name, of course, is Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle made headlines this week by tweeting out that he will no longer be wrestling after he turns the age of 46. Quote, "I will not wrestle past 46 years old. I love you all. God bless." Unquote.
Kurt has 3 more fantastic years left in him. Let's just hope it's all not spent in Universal Studios.
I agree there. I mean, for the condition he's in, he shouldn't be wasting his years down there, and we just hope one last good run up north.
You hear that, Kurt? Get your ass up north. You have 3 years to make 3 WrestleManias memorable. We beg you. Please, please, please do it for us. We reported a few weeks ago that Alex Shelley possibly signed a deal with the WWE. Well, sources close to Alex Shelley report that he did not receive a contract quite yet, but did receive phone calls from someone in the WWE. Recent reports of him signing are a little bit premature. The same source also says Shelley allowing his TNA contract to expire had nothing to do with the WWE. In fact, Shelley's original plans were to leave TNA and go to New Japan Wrestling or Dragon Gate USA. WWE did recently show interest, and he was not expecting that to happen. So, he put off the New Japan and Dragon Gate deals, and now we are just waiting for the next move.
It's been reported Mr. Shelley does not want to go to FCW, and the fact of the matter is, go to FCW, enjoy the sun, enjoy the sights, and do the job.
The unfortunate part about all this is without a cruiserweight division, he really doesn't have much of a future. I mean, I'm sure he'll make a nice paycheck, but he's not going to be highlighted.
Alex Shelley, you got to be patient, man. You're a hell of a talent, and there's going to be a place for you in where the big boys play if you just wait. Because when that network hits, they will be fiending for talent just like yourself, brother. Hang in there, and I hope you can convince your fellow Gun to join you. Because that is one of the best tag teams in the past decade, guys. Alrighty, folks. We have a headline here. So nice because it's about not one, but two beautiful women. Nicole and Brianna, formerly known as the Bella Twins, appeared at their first independent wrestling show on Friday in Newburgh, New York, for Northeast Wrestling. Appearing as special guests, Nicole and Brianna argued over who was the better man, Luke Robinson or Jerry the King Lawler. Robinson appeared and said Nicole had brains and better genetics, which led Lawler to come out and stick up for Brianna. The King then suggested that their main event match have a Bella in each man's corner. As the match concluded, Brianna hopped on the ring apron to complain about Robinson's cheating. Robinson then tongue-kissed her, resulting in a slap across his face. Nicole then got angry and slapped Robinson, leading Lawler, rolling him up for the pinfall victory. The King then received a kiss from both Nicole and Brianna as the crowd chanted Uncle Jerry. He left the ringside area with both Bellas.
I just hope that Nicole and Brianna can put their differences aside. It seems like they're not always on the same page, but I mean, they're sisters. There's got to be something deeper between the two of them.
At least the better man won the match.
Jerry Lawler in independent wrestling shows is just fantastic to see that the guy still has the passion to go into small venues and put on a great show. And he taught the Bellas something there about having pride in your work. And I fully expect them to return to the WWE one day. They're showing that they're going to find that passion that they had when they first started for the business. It's growing, and these girls have huge, big-time moments in the biggest company in the world ahead of them. I love them both. Hashtag Bella Army. WWE has reached out to 20 or 30 former superstars about appearing on the big 3-hour 1000 Raw Super Show on July 23rd. What does it mean, guys?
Got to do something to fill up 3 hours of programming.
This is the biggest news that's happened in a long time. As we all know, wrestling is only good when legends are involved. And this Raw, this 1000 Raw, will probably be the best one.
It really depends on what guys they're bringing back for it to see what kind of excitement will be generated. But all I'm saying here is that any guys you bring back from the past era, it's always good to see any old-timer in the spotlight. But I don't want to see certain guys, because if you bring back anybody, it's really stupid and it makes no sense. But having just a few guys that you haven't seen in a while is just awesome. I'm excited for the 1000th Raw. Gonna be really fun. Comic-Con Philadelphia. Dateline last week. CM Punk spoke to a bunch of needle-dick nerds at the Philly Comic-Con and revealed WWE plans to unveil a new WWE title belt. And he said it was just as bad as the current one.
Yeah, I don't expect it to replace the WWE Championship. I mean, if Punk's era of change was going to do anything, that would have happened a while ago. Maybe there'll be a TV title with a big rabbit ears television on it, or the European title will be back. I can't say, but who knows?
They haven't had a good-looking belt in a while. It really is disappointing. I mean, the Real World's title is the one that should be featured all the time, and Needle Dick Nerds, Punk must have felt right at home.
Disappointing, because I trust CM Punk's judgment on what a good belt looks like, and that just makes me assume there's no giant eagle on it. There are no nation's flags on it. If there are diamonds on it, I will be severely disappointed. We need to get rid of the bling-bling on these belts and get back to something more prestigious. The final headline today on Brainbuster News Radio. Sid's big offer. Psycho Sid Vicious tweeted this week he received a huge offer to appear somewhere. I suspect he is talking about being on Scott Hall's next Last Call YouTube show.
Well, July 23rd, you need big stars. There's no bigger star than Sid.
I mean, The Last Call is a good show, but I'd certainly much rather see him on the 1000th Raw, and I hope it is for more than just that. Hopefully WrestleMania.
If he's coming back, you do not sign a guy like that for one appearance. He needs to be given a multi-year contract. He's still in fantastic shape. He was just bodybuilding. Psycho Sid is the hottest free agent out there, and if we see him on July 23rd, I think that'll be the biggest mark-out moment I've had in years. I can't wait. Headlines was brought to you by Marburger Tractors. Marburger Tractors, they can roll over anything. Make mine a Marburger. All right, everybody. We're coming to the end of Brainbuster Radio this week. I'd like to thank my guest hosts, Vinman, Triple J, Jumpin Jacob J. Guys, let's thank our caller, CG from SC. Fantastic call.
Definitely.
Certainly a pleasure to have him on.
Thank you for calling in. We're going to be looking for more guests.
Great job, Mil Calzones. Thank you for translating today.
Thank you for talking us in Spanish.
Talk in Spanish. I'm sorry, Mil's handing me a piece of paper. You read the live read for the sponsor wrong, you stupid pinche cabrón. Read it again, okay? Marburger Tractors, ain't nothing run like a Marburger. I apologize to our sponsors. This show would not exist without our sponsors, so please buy their products and download us on iTunes. But we're running out of time, so get your blades out, guys, and start blading, because it is time for the bloodiest segment in wrestling podcasting. False Count Anywhere.
Can you hear me now? WWE recently released 2 very promising DVD sets. Best of Clash of the Champions and ECW Unreleased. I was looking forward to both of these sets until I found out that the dreaded WWE edit and censoring has struck again. I still plan on picking up the ECW DVD because the music edits are something out of WWE's control. But the exclusion of Jesse Ventura's commentary from the WCW release is what just sets me over the edge. I don't understand how all this legal stuff works, but the body is on the Saturday Night Main Event DVD, but not Best of WCW or Clash of the Champions. How awkward is it when Jim Ross makes an observation and there is 20 seconds of silence while you see Jesse's mouth moving, but nothing can be heard? He has been involved in WWE programming since his departure, so there must be some type of working relationship that is happening there. When you've got people like Ventura, Heenan, Lawler, Piper, even heel Dawn West, the commentary team adds so much more to the overall event. It's like another match is happening throughout the course of the night. I know Michael Cole is trying to be a personality, but it's just not working. I feel the same way about Cole as I do Vicky Guerrero. I don't dislike them because they're bad guys. I dislike them because they're just bad. Please, WWE, restore these memories to the way they're supposed to be. Help me, Vince McMahon. You're my only hope.
Creative has nothing for you. This little sketch that is played weekly on this program, as well as other imitators, is rather ironic. I agree that when you have bums with no personality like Sheamus, CM Punk, and Rey Mysterio Jr., it is very difficult to come up with compelling storylines to draw in an audience because, let's be honest, wrestling does not sell. But the fact of the matter is, and this is the ironic part, creative doesn't even have anything for the guys with real talent. Nothing for the fans. As far as I'm concerned, it's easy to create good TV when you have superstars like The Rock, Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar, and Vince McMahon. But unfortunately, these guys aren't on TV every week. It's a damn shame that there is nothing interesting going on with Dolph Ziggler, Alberto Del Rio, Mark Henry, Christian, and Randy Orton. I'm sick and tired of having every feud involving the world title starting off with a beat-the-clock sprint, or a Money in the Bank ladder match, or someone cutting a promo at the beginning of Raw saying he's the best and no one can beat him. Why can't we have someone kidnapping the champ's children or threatening to reveal some deep, dark secret? Whatever happened to guys arguing over who's better, most muscular pose? Or having someone embarrassed and humiliated on a talk show? I mean, God forbid there's a hostile takeover or a masked man. If creating has nothing for me, then I'm going to continue to change the channel. Testify.
No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. This is Title IX, an education amendment that was conceived in order to give women an equal opportunity. It has, for all intents and purposes, been a complete success, paving the way for empowering female figures to make an impact on society. Women such as Rebecca Lobo, Marion Jones, and Mercedes Walker. All lookers and athletes in their own right who inspired other females to put their time and energy into something other than cooking, cleaning, and pleasing men. Sadly, the WWE has not taken note from the American education system and simply refuses to book their female talent in an uplifting and positive light. It is not for a lack of talent either. The women wrestling in the Federation now are probably the deepest pool of babes they ever had. Natty Neidhart, a second-generation beast. Same goes with Tamina Snuka. Beth Phoenix is not only powerful, but gorgeous. Hell, the WWE champ used to bang her, and Edge is doing it right now. So it's not like these women don't have what it takes to get the ratings. They just need to be shown some trust by creative and the company. They need some time to shine. They need more time than they get. They need more time than they got this past week on WWE television. There is room for all women on TV, whether they be bimbos, crazy bitches, or grade A athletes. Maybe my colleagues are right when they talk about the TNA Knockout division. The talent isn't as deep, but the booking is much better, and these women are given a shot, and they're much more respectable to the women. Now, I'm not one of those feminist loons. I just enjoy women's wrestling. In fact, I prefer it. I like seeing a big boob babe with huge muscles giving a great suplex. I like seeing a tiny girl do a Hurricane Rana, wrapping her legs around a chiseled jaw of an Amazon. If the WWE is going to hurt women more than it helps them, they should just go balls out and go back to how it was 20 years ago and let women know their place in the WWE as valets and eye candy. And I'd prefer that. Then there can be room made for a women's world of wrestling. I'd watch that show. I'm Long Island Iced Tea, and that's my opinion. That's it. Question and answer time. Did we just enlighten you? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Are you better for having listened to Brainbuster Radio this week?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Are you going to download this show on iTunes or Stitcher or listen to it live on Air FM at 4 p.m. Eastern?
Yes, yes.
Do we appreciate you? Kind of.
Yes! Yes!
Right. Yes, yes! We appreciate you. But that's it. Now shut up and listen next week. I'm Long Island Iced Tea. That was Vinman, and that was Triple J Jumpin Jacob J. Follow us on Twitter at The Brainbusters. Email us at brainbuster.radio@gmail.com. Watch Jake's fantastic music videos at youtube.com/Brainbuster Radio. Thank you. Come again. You're welcome.
AJ was a girl I didn't care about. When she came on, I just went and changed the channel. And then she hooked up with Debray. I like her now. It doesn't matter if she wears flat or flannel. She seemed like a nice girl, just a pretty young thing. Always at Brian's side, she wasn't lazy. The kiss of death happened, he was champ no more. And this is when that girl started getting crazy. AJ, you're everything I want, you're everything I need. I thought it through and through. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. I like your skulls with pink bows, I like the plaid that you wear. I really like your high-laced Converse kicks. I didn't know this about me, but like CM Punk said, I kinda dig crazy chicks. You can claw out my eyes, you can burn down my house, you can stalk me every day and all night. I'll even carry your bags, please come home with me. We can go inside and then turn out the light. AJ, you're everything I want, you're everything I need. I thought it through and through. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. I'll play Space Invaders with you all day. I'll listen to every word that you have to say. I'll be your Lord of the Ring, you'll be my Queen of Naboo. Just give me one chance to appreciate you. AJ, you're everything I want, you're everything I need. I thought it through and through. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. AJ, you're everything I want, you're everything I need. I thought it through and through. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you.
Now, at number 1 at Booker T's Fave 5 of this week, guys, it's going to surprise you. It's going to be a shock to you. But I cannot ignore his talent. I cannot ignore his showmanship, great style, and the way he has commanded the ring and his presence over these last 3 years. His name, Cody Rhodes. Yes, Cody and I, we've had our battles, but me personally, I'm a man. I put all of that aside, and I'm a broadcast journalist now. I'm just telling it like it is. I'm not even a broadcast journalist, but that's that's another story. Right now, this guy, Cody Rhodes, he's trying to solidify himself as one of the all-time greats, not just in this business, but in the Rhodes family. He's got huge shoes to fill, of course, following in the footsteps of his brother, Dustin Rhodes, my partner in crime, Gold Dust, as well as the great Dusty Rhodes. I mean, to fall into those footsteps right there and have to fill those shoes are pretty big shoes to fill. But let me tell you something. This kid, Cody Rhodes, I could tell you right now, he's ultra talented. He's mega talented. He's a guy that's going to go out there and continue to get better week in and week out. Guys, Cody Rhodes will one day be a Hall of Famer. He will truly be one of the greats of this business. He will be one of the carpenters who will be laying the foundation for the young guys coming along the business, like myself laid the foundation for him coming up, as well as his brother, as well as his dad. But he's going to be that one special guy. He hadn't done that one thing he wants to do so much. I mean, it's right here in his gut, and I know it's in his heart, and that's capture that WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship. That's something that has escaped Cody Rhodes, you know. But I think the kid has to grow a little bit more before something like that happened for him. But I really do truly, honestly believe one day, kid, if you keep doing what you're doing, if you keep striving for that brass ring like we always hear once a year, you're going to get there, son. And that's the Fave 5 for this week, guys. I hope you liked it. Coming from the WXF, actually the Booker T Pro Wrestling Academy right here in Houston, Texas, 9189 Winkler Street. Guys, it was totally awesome. Make sure you tune in next week for the Fave 5. It may change up a little bit. It may not. But make sure you tune in because it's going to be totally off the hook. Guys, we got a little bit more advertisement I want to plug. I got a huge show next month on the 9th. June 9th at the Clear Lake Rec Center. It's going to be totally going down ROW action. I got a huge fatal four-way, and you don't want to miss it because it's going to be a special hook. You don't want to miss that, guys. Remember the breakdancing show we got coming, guys. We got some trailers coming for you on that. But this week's Fave 5, guys, we out. 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 We out.